Crvena Zvezda started the season with 2 bad losses, fired coach Ioannis Sfairopoulos, and then went on to win the next 3 EuroLeague games. What the hell has changed so quickly? In this video, I'll show you how exactly Sasa Obradovic has managed to turn around Zvezda's ship, so make sure to stay until the end to find out all the main adjustments of the new head coach.
Goes coast to coast and powers it home! Ibuka is under with the steal and the left-handed slap.
First of all, to try to understand the situation better, I looked at some stats. While Zvezda's offense did not get better if we are looking at points per possession, their defense shows a major upgrade. And I know it's a small sample size, but the difference is just crazy. Under the previous coach in the first 2 EuroLeague games, Red Star allowed an extreme 1.18 points per possession, while in the next 3, this average dropped by 0.31. I was so surprised to see this big of a gap, but the videotape explained everything pretty well. For example, look how they defend a Spain pick and roll against Bayern. Milan McIntyre goes over the top, Izundu does not recognize the back screen is coming, so he gets slowed down, and Jordan Nwora simply allows Jovic to go all the way. Or here, it's an early high pick from Bayern with the big guy retreating back. Nwora doesn't really need to be there and should be going back to his guy earlier, but because he was under the basket, Chima Moneke helps in the corner, leaving Niels Giffey wide open. Tyson Carter could X out here, but he's guarding Andy Ops, so he's not going anywhere. Anyway, the main problem was the bad help in the first place, and there were a lot of situations like this under the previous coach. It's a handbag into another Spain pick and roll action for Bayern. Big guy hedges, and who needs to help here? Should it be the low man Nikola Kalinic protecting the paint, or Chima Moneke tagging the rolling center at the free throw line? Zvezda don't really know what's happening, and because Moneke is there, he's late to close out to the shooter, while Kalinic is also not there. A lot of small details were not executed well like in the previous clip. On this out of bounds, Zvezda switch on the first pick, then Lucic sets another. Nwora takes Kratzer, but Chima Moneke stays with his own man, and Bayern get a wide open mid-range that easily. Or here, one more example. Nwora takes a shot, couple of guys go for offensive rebound, but nobody really sags off to protect the transition defense. It's a fortunate tap back from Bayern to ignite the break, but Zvezda's defensive positioning was far from perfect to prevent it from happening. Now, Sasa Obradovic is not really a magician. He is a head coach after all, and just like Rome wasn't built in a day, he couldn't just change everything in 1 week. But he did one thing, and that was inspiring his players to give 100% or even more in some cases on the court. Before Sasa Obradovic, Zvezda lost this 50-50 ball to Bayern because their player was quicker to get down on the floor, while Ojale thought he's taking this without doing so. That ended up in another easy basket for Bayern. Another poor example here. Watch the low intensity. Nikola Kalinic is backing down, not pressuring the ball handler. Davidova sags off too, and Cody gets in behind too easily, thinking about a potential switch. Zvezda might be okay with Kamar Baldwin taking this shot, but you just can't allow the offense to move this smoothly if you want to win. And this is the main thing that changed under the new coach. Just look at their suffocating defense in this next clip in their first game under Sasa Obradovic. Pick and roll and a strong side flare from Madrid to start, no advantage gained on those. Zvezda later switch as they have a no-center lineup here with Ojale at the 5. Kalinic stays perfectly with Hezonja on the drive, forces him to change direction twice, and you know what happens against a good defensive team when you try to spin? Yeah, most of the time you lose the ball and they go on a dunk on a fast break.
Okay, and then the heads-up play finished with a high-flying alley-oop. Showtime!
I'm pretty sure you are aware of this, but a new coach often has a positive effect on the old roster. But this time, the difference is just staggering. Davidova forces a high catch here first, then Red Star switch and do it twice in a row with Moneke. Yui wants another pick because he prefers to go at Davidova, but since Chima is fronting inside, Zvezda can re-switch back on the drive, forcing Sergio to kick the ball out badly, and Hezonja has to take this bad quality free, which mid-range bricks. Opponents' field goal percentages have dropped by an absurd 17% from everywhere under Sasa Obradovic. Not only that, Red Star increased forced turnovers from only 11 to almost 15 a game. This is how everyone imagines Zvezda's profile to be after they signed so many physical and athletic players in the offseason. Of course, let's not forget the fact that a lot of those guys are injured right now, while the new addition of Donatas Motiejunas, who has worked very successfully with Coach Obradovic in Monaco, has helped immensely in the first 2 matches. He has brought an inside post presence in offense, but even defensively, he contributes by often playing smart. Teams might target his pick-and-roll defense, and Žalgiris showed exactly how to do so in the first minutes of their match, but he simply knows how to make it tough for the opponents on defense. Here he draws a charge from Garuba by not allowing him to move to his spot easily. Or in this situation against Madrid, Tavares sets a pin down for Lyles to get a better position inside. Demo does everything in his power fighting for position, center uses his elbow, and it's Madrid's turnover. In the 3 games they won, Zvezda's defense was not perfect. Sasa Obradovic can still make huge improvements here. But if you combine the length of this available roster with the shown intensity, you get usually good results. Even when Red Star players get beaten, like here, where 2 wings miscommunicate by going for a closeout and both get left behind, they still have a center inside and a 2-meter shooting guard, Jordan Nwora, protecting the paint. Demo forces a pass, Nwora forces a shot fake so Demo can impact this layup. Here Real Madrid get the long rebound, Moneke jumps out, and it seems like Campazzo can go all the way with Tavares setting a Gortat inside, but there is Kalinic to force a pass, and then again Nwora comes back into the picture. Lyles misses first one, Kalinic forces a shot fake which allows Nwora to block the second attempt. This is what having one of the tallest lineups in the EuroLeague can do for you, and should do for you. This is how Zvezda should have looked like from the first EuroLeague round, but didn't. And there is another clip coming later that perfectly describes the defensive potential they have this season. But before that, let's talk about another revelation for Sasa Obradovic, and that's Dejan Davidovac. He was crucial in the W against Žalgiris with an impressive +20 ± in the 15 minutes on the court. In the 4th quarter, he was given a task to defend Žalgiris guard Sylvain Francisco. That tricked things into Zvezda's favor. Opponents ignored their set plays for a couple of possessions looking to target his defense, but here Francisco bulldozes into Motiejunas and gets called for an offensive foul. On the very next play, him and Motiejunas are very aggressive with Žalgiris point guard. He is forced to catch the ball near the half court. This is where Zvezda's length pays off once again. Nora's wingspan intercepts this pass. Now, the next 2 clips were simply phenomenal. A double drag for Francisco, and since Demo hedges, Birutes is open for a second, but Ojale deflects this pass, giving time for Davidovac to help under the basket. Then the Serbian rips this ball away, and watch Ojale dive on this loose ball. This creates all kinds of confusion, and while Žalgiris still finds a way out and seem to have a lot of guys open, McIntyre runs the takeaway pass to Goss, while Nwora again steals it. All of this leads to fast break points, and this is how your defense creates offense. This was not the end, however. Davidovac is on Goss here. Žalgiris wants to target Nwora. Later, look the Serbian forward denying Moodolov from the ball. Nwora jumps out to double. It should have been a backcourt violation, but Izundu's quickness and length seals it, and Zvezda win their first game under Coach Obradovic. Their defensive potential before the season to me looked scary. And we finally saw what happens when all that athleticism work at its fullest. Also, in the beginning of this video, I talked about how Zvezda's offense did not get better, yet they still won. That's because their energy created points. It wasn't a beautiful game, no, but it worked. So, in games 3 to 5, Red Star increased their second chances from 9 to 11.3, and I believe this number could go even higher. Watch all 4 guys crashing the paint here as the shot goes up, with Moneke getting around his defender while others push Žalgiris players closer to the basket, knowing a missed 3-pointer usually bounces further than that. Zvezda have multiple guys who fight and love to cut without the ball. Chima here reads the stunt by Abalde, cuts back door, and gets this offensive rebound because of that. On the second shot, look Nwora and Kalinic both sprinting toward the basket despite being very far away when the shot goes up. And when they play at home, that gets the crowd crazy and kills the momentum of their opponent.
Clock in the red, Diogo Dos Santos on the drive, hands it to Dejan Davidovac, who hits the one-legged three-pointer from the corner.
It also looks like Zvezda employs the tag-up rebounding system, where you try to push your defender under the basket as much as possible, especially when the three-pointer goes up. As you can see, they have everything they need to be a dominant defensive team, even when missing so many guys due to injuries. And Sasa Obradovic, without changing much offensively, has already managed to unleash that potential. Many categories still need work, reducing turnovers, not fouling as much, and simply working on offensive flow. But Zvezda have bounced back from a horrible start of the year very quickly. Do you like how the team looks under the new coach? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to press like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.